The battle for the Larry O'Brien Trophy begins later on this Thursday with Golden State Warriors hosting Boston Celtics in Game 1 of the NBA Finals at Chase Center in San Francisco. Warriors veteran Andre Iguodala was sidelined for the bulk of the playoffs after sustaining a neck injury against the Nuggets in Round 1. His status is questionable for tonight's Game 1, but he has been sharing his views ahead of this championship series.
Trying to finish the season walking on 2 feet. If I do that, it's a successful season. You know, you go back to my goals coming back, you know, and it's similar to my sentiments when I first signed with the team in 2013 or 14, 13. And, you know, it was the same thing, get us back to where we're supposed to be. And we've gotten back here, huge accomplishment, but, you know, it doesn't stop here for either team. So, you know, just doing everything I need to do around the clock. It's been an interesting year with my body, but been using my brain a lot and understanding that's a big part of the, you know, knitting that fabric, and the fabric is who we are and what we put on the floor, and I know I play a big role in that. So just understanding that you can have an impact in a myriad of different ways, and just being ready in any way that I've been asked. So if it's on the court, and hopefully it is, and just got to be ready and just keep open for it, being optimistic with everything that's going on with the body.
Eastern Conference Finals MVP Jayson Tatum has been talking about the special relationship he shares with teammate Jaylen Brown. This amid reports that one of the two may not be in Boston next season.
I honestly believe just, you know, two young, extremely competitive guys that, you know, just really want to win at all costs. So I think, you know, obviously that made us closer in the sense of we just wanted to figure it out. Not necessarily prove people wrong, but just prove that, you know, we can win and put ourselves in a position to do that. And it was tough, right? At, you know, a certain time we was 3 games under 500 and an 11th seed. I'm sure not many people would have thought we would have gotten to this point. But, you know, there was always a sense of belief between us and the group that we were capable of figuring it out.
Our NBA analyst Aleister Albert joins us, and Aleister is a bit confused right now. He doesn't know which bandwagon to hitch his ride to, so he has the Warriors jersey on the right and the Celtics jersey on the left. Aleister, you are caught in the proverbial situation of two minds.
I am actually. It is one of those sort of things where you kind of trying to figure out which one hard. You go with your heart or your head. And it's one of those things. My heart is leaning towards the Celtics because I really do like this team. I think, you know, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have come a really long way. You know, a team, young guys who have come in and kind of, you know, gained loads of experience in the short time they've been in the league and have just been missing that opportunity to get over the hump, and now they're here. So it's the classic underdog story I'd love to see, you know, play out and they win. And then, of course, you have the Warriors, who are an experienced team, have loads of offensive firepower and a lot of different guys that they could throw at these young Celtics. So I think it's just one of those things, you know, you're rooting for one team, but you think analytically and with your head that the other one might win.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the series now and the matchups. Yeah, the matchups, man for man, tactics, and what the coaches are likely to do. Here's the thing. We've spoken, of course, a lot about Boston's defensive record, best defense in the regular season. And we've spoken about the Warriors, rather, having the best offensive record in these playoffs. So it's immovable object, irresistible force, the proverbial collision of both those things. But here's the thing. It is highly likely that the Celtics have not met an offense as varied as these Warriors in these playoffs. And at the same time, the Warriors have not met a defending team as resourceful as these Celtics are. If that holds true to form, and the Celtics do very well defensively, and the Warriors do well offensively, that's almost canceling each other out. Where does the extra come from for either of these teams to win this series?
The extra comes from, execution, and bench play, and just the ability of the Celtics, I think, specifically to keep their turnovers down. Going off, first off, with the execution bit, it's going to be a situation where, and very quickly, as we know within these finals and series, teams get to know each other's playbooks really quickly. Of course, the Celtics and the Warriors have only played each other twice this year, of course, being on the different conference, on two different sides of the country. They don't get to play each other very often, so they only play twice. They beat each other once each. So they still have a little bit of learning to do, but I think over the years they've kind of developed a familiarity with how the Warriors are going to play. So execution in terms of understanding what is going to be coming at them and how they counter that is going to be really important, but also their ability to be disciplined. Like I've used this word throughout the whole season, being disciplined, playing proper basketball, listening to whatever Ime Udoka tells them, and limiting their turnovers. Now, bench output is going to be really important. Why? And why I say that is because I believe the Warriors have a lot more to throw at the Celtics. I think they could go at least 10 or even 11 deep. We saw guys like rookies, Kuminga, and even Moses Moody getting run here and there throughout these playoffs. So they could actually go that far down. And the Celtics, they're kind of limited in terms of, there's Grant Williams, Derek White, of course, Peyton Pritchard, who could come in. But there's just not enough, I think, offensively from the bench that could do, enough damage to these Warriors. And, it's going to be just a tale of them going at each other, seeing how quickly they could kind of understand each other's playbook and really executing really deep and quickly to kind of get some sort of advantage on one another.
You outlined those answers, but this question was on my mind from the moment I had to go to the break, where you said Golden State Warriors in 6. Now, for me, the Celtics has shown time and time again that they are able to bounce back, and whenever we think that they're done for, they just rise again from the ashes. So is it that you're ruling them out completely, and you don't think that this will go to a Game 7?
I don't think it will go to a Game 7. And as a matter of fact, even to kind of push that further, and I'm going to be, I think earlier on in the season, you guys wanted me to be very, a lot more convincing of some of my takes and everything. I think this could even be a bit disappointing for most people and could even end in 5 if you see the Celtics don't play their cards properly. But
Right.
I will say 6. Just to be conservative, I'll keep it at 6. But if the Celtics don't play their cards properly, this could end really early. And again, is from what George was saying in terms of everything that the Warriors have. I think the Celtics, they haven't come across this in these playoffs. They're a team that were kind of built, and they played against teams that are very half-court heavy. And not really great on the perimeter. The Nets, they were able to oust them really quickly. The Bucks missed Chris Middleton, and they're not really a great 3-point shooting team. And we saw what happened with the Heat. Even coming down to the last few seconds, they couldn't make a 3-point shot to save their season. The Warriors will not be in that position. They're gonna be guys that being able to shoot threes from half court, as we know with Steph Curry. Jordan Poole is a guy who's an approximation of Steph Curry. He could kind of get around and get off screens and everything just as good as Steph Curry and hit threes. And of course, there's Klay Thompson. So I think what they had to be very worried about is turnovers, like I said, because the Steph Curry and the Warriors have a way of hitting those back-breaking 3-pointers off broken plays. Coming down in transition and hitting 3-pointers, and the Celtics have not faced that this season, this postseason. So how they control their game will really determine their fate in this series.
Yeah, that's it. What about predictions, though? Oh, well, you gave us the predictions. You
So
revised
it's
it from Warriors in 6 to Warriors in 5, maybe?
Well, I'm gonna keep it at 6, but I'm saying if the Celtics really don't play their game properly, and they get in their head, they're probably gonna go home even sooner.
Excellent job, my friend. Thank you very much. As usual, we'll talk again.
All right, guys. See you later.
Good. That's
It's
our NBA
us.
expert,
It's
Aleister Albert.
us that's supposed to give the predictions.
Yeah, but we're not done.
Predict.
Yeah. Lance, what say you?
I say the Warriors in 5. Yeah, Warriors. It could go 6, but Warriors for sure, and I would say 5.
I won the Celtics, but Warriors.
Yeah, I know At the Track is coming up next, but
You
there's
didn't tell us?
No, 6. Oh, Warriors in 6. 6,
Yeah, I was just want to make the point that although At the Track is coming up next, there's some important news that won't be in At the Track because it happened this afternoon. 4 Barbadian riders winning at Woodbine this afternoon, including Jono Jones' 16-year-old son, Slade Jones, won his first race, having just arrived at Woodbine a couple of weeks ago. Simon Husbands, Patrick Husbands, Jason Hoyt also won today. So Slade Jones, good 16-year-old chap, trying to follow in the footsteps of his dad, Jono Jones.
Excellent.
And he's
John.
doing it fine.
Yeah. Congratulations, Slade. Let more beware you got that win from today.